Oh, lovely. Windy, storm, whatever its name is here. Big Johnny here, and I'm in Oldham. I'll tell you what I'm here for in a minute. But if you look at my description, and a good friend of ours, Sean, from a child protection, Elusive Child Protection team, caught a paedophile the other day, who is the older brother of Mufri Helal, who is a director of mosques in Oldham. He's the older brother. And he was caught by the child Elusive Protection team, headed by a good friend of mine, Sean. And if I remember correctly, Andy Woodward was in the sting as well. Zia Mahmood was caught in a sting operation in Oldham last night by the team at Elusive Child Protection. He had arranged to meet two children aged 14. Whilst nothing out of the ordinary for Elusive, what they did not know at the time is that this man is the older brother of a very senior figure in Oldham's interfaith community. Zia's younger brother is a certain Mufri Helal, a leading figure of the Oldham Interfaith Network and a development officer for the Mosque Council in Oldham, and regularly represents the town at events. While it would be completely unfair to judge Mufri Helal, and it is, he's not the one who's guilty of anything, on the actions of his brother, I most certainly do not. Sadly for Mufri Helal, the sibling link will not be ignored. As of yet, neither Mufri Helal, the Interfaith Network, the Oldham Mosque Council, or Oldham Council have issued a statement. Also, complete silence from Aruk Shah. And you'll never believe it, but this is the base for the Interfaith Forum, St. Patrick's Church. Our Lady of Mount Carmel and St. Patrick. And the Oldham Interfaith Forum, obviously, is Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, and all that lot. They just take, I'm all right, me, with accepting, but people have got to integrate. And what do we know? A lot of the Pakistani grooming gangs and people from that particular community who do it. It's not just the brothers who do it, it's the dads who do it, it's their uncles who do it. It's a family thing against girls, it's a family thing. If I was involved in something like this, and I was a brother of someone who'd been caught as a paedophile, my name would be tarnished by the left and it'd be all over mainstream news. But in Oldham, nobody says nothing. Now, the Interfaith Forum, what do I know about the Interfaith Forum? I know a lot about Oldham Interfaith Forum. In 2018, Oldham taxpayers funded that forum to the tune of £19,000. While that was going on, there was protests outside a primary school in Grinnikers, and it came to light that there was an alleged Trojan horse plot to radicalise a primary school in Oldham. And the guy who was highlighted in this was called Nassim Ashraf, and he was part of the Interfaith Forum at the time. And we'd funded him to the tune of £19,000, around that £20,000 mark, 2018. He protested, and then he went live on telly, North West Tonight, and said that if you don't take sex education out of schools in Oldham, there could be riots again in Oldham. That's what the guy said live on North West Tonight. That's what he said, unfortunately. I hope you can all hear me. It's a bit windy here, but I hope you can all hear me. I'm round at the Meccabigo Banktop Tavern, and St. Patrick's. So the Interfaith Forum. Now, let me tell you about the Interfaith Forum. Let me tell you about Oldham schools. You've seen what's going on with that school where the woman's banned the prayers. It's been going on in Oldham a lot longer than that. In 2013, a teacher at Clarksfield Primary School was saying that she was getting threatened and the Islamics are taking over and stuff like that. No, I'm all right, mate, but we've got to integrate better. And the problem with Oldham schools, especially the central ones, they're not integrating. The support teachers can't even speak English properly. And the schools are struggling with integrating Islamic values into the schools. And that's happening right now in Oldham, in the central schools around Oldham Town Centre. I've talked about this for years. No one listens. No one says nothing. The council don't do nothing. The teacher at Clarksfield Primary School alleged that she was getting death threats, and I believe she was, me, from the Islamic community who wanted the school run like they wanted it run, backwards, where the boys have the majority of the time and all that, and the girls are just waiting in the corner. That's what it says on the report, guys. That's what it says. So, Oldham Interfaith Forum, very interesting place indeed, guys, indeed. So, 2013, and we're now on 2023. So, forget Batley, forget Birmingham, forget what's going on in London. It's been happening in Oldham for over 10 years. I would go for about 20, 30 years. And if we look at the Ritchie report into the Oldham riots, the things that are happening now were happening then before the year 2000. I weren't even active then. I weren't even politically active. But the Ritchie report states in 2001 that these issues have been going on in Oldham for 20, 30 years, and they're still going on today. So that's 50 years of not dealing with these issues, not dealing with integration. It's a big thing with me. Everyone else integrates, but certain communities don't have to. They push their values onto us, and we can't say anything. Otherwise, we're labelled with political correct buzzwords. And if we stick up for Christianity, Christianity is the most disrespected religion going. And I was born into a Church of England background. I was christened. I went to Sunday school. I went to the Boys Brigade. I go to church regular with the kids and with the family. And it's sorry about that. You just couldn't make it up. And we're put on a back burner. You know what I mean? And everyone else's culture and everything is put before ours. And this is England. And it's put before ours. It is. The woke ideology is put before ours. The Islamic ideology is put before Christianity in what was a Christian country. And so, no, will the council say anything? Will they say anything about a senior member of the Islamic community's brother been caught by the paedophiles? Elusive Child Protection, it's run by a guy called Sean. He's a good lad. He's supported us many a times. He also supports Billy and PAG UK. And we're having a demo in Rochdale on the 3rd of February. Everybody be there. Everybody be there. There is train strikes, but I'm going to be there. Hopefully, I'll be taking my mum and a couple of mates. I'm hoping if I can get a couple of my mates up from Norfolk area, somewhere down there. So 3rd February, guys, in Oldham. I also want to just give a big thank you and a round of applause to Billy Howarth, PAG UK Billy, who's going to be running as a Member of Parliament. I cannot wait. I can't support him with money, but what I will do, I'll support him by coming out of my own time and knocking on doors and things like that to support him with my suit on and all that lot and handing flyers. areas out in Rochdale. So that's PAG UK Billy running as an MP. I'm just absolutely ecstatic with that. It just needs support. So 3rd of February, guys, we're in Rochdale. 3rd of February. But I just thought I'd come up today and tell you about Oldham Interfaith Forum, some of the things they've been up to over the years. And these issues with our schools go back years in Oldham. It's not nothing new. Batley is not nothing new. Like I said, 2 years before Batley, there was a guy in Oldham saying there could be riots if you don't take sex education out of schools, and that's bad. That's bad, and it is. I don't want sex education in schools, but I'm not going to riot. I'm not going to riot over it. I'll protest and then change policy and stuff like that against it. I'm not going to riot. I just refuse to do anything like that. But when the Islamic community say it, nobody says anything. The lefties didn't go after them or anything. But when I go against sex education, they're after me. But they don't say anything. The hypocrites don't say anything to the Islamic community. And it is just so hypocritical, Oldham, on that side. We've got just a shitload of gangsters. And we've got a load of gangsters who probably made the money off drugs and that, heroin, running our council. An absolute disgrace. I mean, drugs is just a blight in our communities. And we let these people just run amok, selling drugs, importing drugs, and nothing's said. Nothing's said. No one's going to tell me where heroin comes from. The biggest supplier of heroin in the world is Afghanistan area, which is right next to Pakistan. No white guy goes there getting heroin. No, it don't work like that. So, Oldham Interfaith Forum, funded by the taxpayer. You've got guys threatening, saying that there could be riots again if you don't take sex education out of schools. And Oldham taxpayers pay the Oldham Interfaith Forum money. I mean, if I was in charge of the council, I'd be seriously thinking of shutting that forum down, booting them all out and not giving them any more money. Because they're not integrating into society, and that's absolutely 100% clear to me and many other people, and it's not good enough. When we talk about integration, the Ukrainians came here in the 50s, they integrated. West Indians came here, they integrated. Indians came here, they integrated well. Again, the Islamic Revolution come over and they don't integrate. Makes our societies look horrible. And this is not me, guys. Let's remember the Oldham Ritchie Report 2001. Before I was politically active, it said it in there. And it had been going on 20 years till that point. So it's nothing to do with me. I'm not making anything up. I'm not causing or stirring racial hatred or anything. Integrate better, you lot. Integrate better. That's what you better do. Aroosh Shah, Oldham Council, integrate better. Tell your communities. Tell them that they've got to learn English at school. At Clarksfield Primary School, they don't even learn English properly. And that's not the only school. Iqbal School, Alexandra, don't learn English properly. The support teachers can't even speak English themselves, honestly. And they're telling us that we've got to integrate and we have to put up with different people of different cultures when they obviously don't do it themselves. Look at the state of Manchester. We've got big Somali communities and gangsters raging everywhere. Moss Side hasn't changed. We used to have the Goose Gang and all that. Now we've got the Somali gang and the this gang. We're just importing really third world gangsters who don't integrate into our thinking. I'm not going to lie. I've said this. I've always talked like this. But, you know, we try. I'm a very patient person, me. I put up with a lot. I can put up with a lot more than other people. But even I struggle at times in Oldham with integration. So Oldham Interfaith Forum, besides the leader's older brother being caught by a pedo gang, Nassam Ashraf in 2018 said there could be riots again in Oldham if you don't take sex education out of schools, and nothing was said. He said this live telly. If I'd said this live on telly, that like there's going to be riots if people don't integrate, I'd be arrested and convicted of a crime. I would. If I said anything like riots or that to do with sex education, the left would be after me. The woke mob would tear me down. Nobody says anything when it's the Islamics. They're so hypocritical. That's what they are. So fucking hypocritical. John Lawrence, National Housing Party, and I'm in Oldham. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, well, that's been shown in the woman down in London in that school where she's saying they're threatening they're making other students parents. Who the fuck do these people think they are? I mean, who do they think they are that they can just come into a Christian country and just dominate it like that? You know, I don't do that with other people. I'm a Christian, but I don't go to other countries saying that you've got to speak the word of the Lord and you have to follow. I don't say that, me. But people are here now who are telling us that we have to turn away from Christianity and go to a third world barbarian religion ideology. And I'm not doing Christianity all the way for me. They do, yes, Claire. Yes, Obi. Sorry. You're right. They use them buzzwords. I'm not bothered, me. If anyone thinks they're big enough to come and face me in a debate in Oldham, councillor, activist, or anything, please contact me. You know, I'm a fair person. I've had loads of meetings at the council. I don't shout and scream and get angry in meetings. I take notes, talk properly, ask the right questions. So if you think you want to debate me, anyone from Oldham, any councillor, any up-and-coming candidate, I mean, I don't expect any of you to come on my show because I think a lot of you are just shithouses. I'll tell you that right now. Independents, Conservative candidates, Labour candidates, you are just shitheads. And I can prove that. I proved that by asking people to debate me. Let me just get my details up. Let's get my details up. My email's there, my phone number. So going out to anybody in Oldham, candidates, Conservative, if you want to get on a stream and debate me, please do. But nobody ever does because, like I said, a lot of you are just shithouses. And you're politically correct because that's why you won't come on the streams because I'll show you up with your political correctness. Sorry, and you know, I might get the odd person shouting Islamophobe, but you have to be a lot bigger than that, a lot tougher than that to get through Big John's thick skin. It don't work. Them buzzwords don't work with me. Just makes me more intent on why I'm running as a councillor in Oldham Wood. But yeah, so Oldham schools, the central schools, are some of the worst in Greater Manchester. I've seen several Ofsted reports over the past 10 years relating to that. And that's the central schools because we've let them get dominated by a different religion, and then they want to do alleged Islamic takeover plots and things like that, and like nobody says anything. But if a white guy was to do any of that, it would be on the mainstream media news. If a whitey said anything like that, it would be on mainstream media news. But obviously, our political climate and the political establishment are politically correct, and they won't say the things that most people want them to say or most people want to hear. Big John will. That's why I'll go far, because I'm honest. You get the bare truth out of me. I'm not a hateful person. Those who know me well in Oldham know I'm not a hateful person. I'm passionate, very passionate, mate, about my position and where I am. I mean, sometimes I feel I'm more passionate than the average white dude. I do. Like, you white people, oh, we can't do anything, oh, white flight. None of that with me. John's fucking feet are firmly stuck in Oldham. You'll never drag me out of it. No one's ever going to make me leave, and I'm determined one way or another to change my country for the better. For everyone who lives here, everyone. We need to get rid of political correctness because that kills, gets girls raped. It gets people ripping off the system because of political correctness. Oh, I'm not going to say nothing because I'm afraid to upset a different section of the community. Grow a pair of balls, Great Manchester Police, and deal with these issues. I've been talking about these issues for over 5 years. The last general election, 2019 hustings in in Cheetham Hill, a mosque in Cheetham Hill. Big John stood up and told the Labour candidate, Graham Stringer, that Labour's failings with political correctness is why we have such bad times, why the Oldham riots were here. And he come out, he said, oh no, we've learned lessons. A month later, it come out that Victoria Agolia had been raped by over 100 men, reported missing 150 times from a care home. Labour haven't learned any lessons, and neither have the police. Neither have the police. So Big John here, I'm at St Patrick's, and I'm calling out the Oldham Interfaith Forum, who the Oldham taxpayer funds. I don't know what the latest funding, but in 2018/19, 20 grand they had off Oldham Council around that. Then that's all right for people to go on telly and threaten riots if sex education is took out of schools. It's all right for senior leaders, brothers, to go paedophiling and not say anything about it. You know what I mean? Not say anything about it. Now, if that was a white person, they would say something about the brother. Most would do, or the family member. You'll not hear nothing out of Oldham Council. Won't be any statements or anything. Obviously, I'm not saying that Mufri Helal is a paedophile. I'm not saying that, not by any chance. But when I look at evidence to grooming gangs, there's brothers, dads, uncles, cousins all involved. So I'm just saying, guys, it's there, black and white. That's how grooming gangs operate. If you think that I'm wrong or anything, contact me on my email and come and debate me, and I'll debate you back with all facts, figures, and truths. Yeah, John Lawrence, Big John Lawrence. I'm in Oldham, and I'm at St Patrick's, the base of Oldham Interfaith Forum, whose leader's older brother has been caught by the Child Elusive Protection team, headed by our good mate Sean. And we're waiting for statements and stuff like that. But, you know, runs in the family, that's all I'm saying. It absolutely runs in the family. So I hope you've enjoyed my 20 or so minutes of factual information. Big John don't make things up. The school issue in Oldham's been going on since pre-2013. It's been going on over 20 years, since before the Oldham riots. No one says anything. Ruth Shah won't say nothing in the council. Debbie Abrams won't say nothing. Angela Rayner won't say nothing. Jing McManaman won't say nothing. The Conservative Party won't say nothing. The Liberal Democrat Party won't say nothing. Nobody in the Labour Party will say anything. Most of the council are politically correct and just keep their mouths shut. It's just up to the people like Big John and the odd couple of independents in Oldham. The odd couple. I'm not saying a lot of them. The odd couple. A lot of you are still politically correct, and that needs to be binned if we're going to go anywhere. You know, we want accountability, and I just don't want accountability of the police. I don't just want accountability off the council. I want accountability of the Islamic community in Oldham for the shitstorm that they've caused with the child sexual exploitation scandal, where the review was on 11 kids, when in fact there's 500 plus victims. 500 plus in Oldham, not 11, 500 plus. And nobody wants to say anything. Nobody wants to say anything. Save Our Children events. Who's that? Is that Jordan? Save Our Children events. Just let me know, is it Jordan? Yeah, is that Save Our Children events? Is that Jordan from London who come up to the Wirral? Or is it someone else? Yes, John. So it's Jordan. Right, I'm just going to give you a warning. The police, Andy has phoned the police and contacted the police. If you don't leave her alone, the police are going to deal with you, mate. I'll tell you that right now. Don't think we're ignorant and we don't know what's going on. If I see your name on my streams again, you're going to get blocked. But look, just remember that, Jordan. Leave Andy alone. The police are involved. If you're going to go any further, it's going to be worse on you because the police are going to arrest you. So I'm just letting you know, mate. And we've got our eyes on you. You just better back away from Andy or else. Remember, the police are onto you. The more you do, the more the police are going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. Just letting you know, mate. That's a straight warning. Not threatening you. Just telling you that the police are going to arrest you, you little shit. So you just leave Andy alone, and it's a promise, that, mate. If I have to start emailing the police for them to do something, I will do. So remember, the police are involved, Jordan. If you don't back off from Andy, you're going to get worse, and it's going to come from the police. Not going to come from me, it's going to come from the police. Just letting you know. That's a straight warning to you, mate. Straight warning to you. I'll not say anything else. It's just a straight warning. But anyway, guys, I'm outside Oldham Interfaith Forum. The tram's been beeping because there's fucking cars parked in front of the tram line. Honestly, these people are stupid. In Oldham, they're absolutely stupid. The tram's blocked because there's a car parked right on the tram line. I don't know why they put that tram there. The car's parked on the path all the way down. I might come up with my mum's wheelchair next week, and if I don't have room, I'm going to scrape past all them cars. Honestly, there's someone parked in front of the tram. You just couldn't make it up. Got some stupid drivers here we have. It's just down there. I can hear the tram beeping. Let's see if I can zoom in. It's still beeping. Fuck's sake. So someone's got out of the car. You can't see it properly. And they've just left the car. Is he going back to it? I'm going having a nosy. I'm going having a nosy. Just couldn't make it up, honestly. On tram, he's on the road and he's half in the fucking tram line. There's just so many stupid drivers in Oldham. Honestly, it's just unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Let's go and get his reg anyway, whoever it is. I'm having that registration, I'm telling you. It's not mine. I didn't mind. So we're in Oldham. VK07 JWC. Parked on fucking tram tracks, honestly. Probably a pickup driver or something. Have a look. Don't know, I can't tell. Union Street now. Look at the cars parked. So look at it. And that car is parked right there. We've got to wait till someone comes back and then tell them off. Honestly, just couldn't make it up, guys. This is what it's like living in shitty Oldham. I'm going to come up with my mum's wheelchair weekend, and if any cars in way, they're getting scraped outside. You can't move at night time. There's cars parked all over the road. Yeah, we've got the number of that, mate. Honestly, how come you parked there? Did you not? I mean, he's just in that shop and he didn't hear the fucking beeping at tram. Honestly. So tram's free now. And many a times that happens, many a times, guys. You can't even drive. You don't know where to fucking drive on these roads. Honestly. He had no idea. There's double yellow lines everywhere on the road, honestly. Oh my God. It was a white dude, unfortunately. But, you know, look, there's double yellow lines all the way down the road. All the way down the road. He's parked on the double yellow lines and he said he's sorry and he didn't know. Fucking double yellow lines, sir, all the way down that road right to the bottom. Fucking hell, honestly. But, you know, that they've changed the roadworks like that, the council. You know, they put double yellow lines on, but it obviously ain't good enough, is it? But yeah, so thanks for tuning in, guys. A bit of an impromptu stream, this. I just wanted to tell you about Oldham Interfaith Forum, the state of the Oldham schools in central Oldham area. And a lot of them are dominated by Islamic values. Right? I get it. But you've got to integrate better. And if these kids don't learn English at school, how are they supposed to integrate into society? And that's Clarkfield Primary School, Iqbal Secondary School for girls. So in Glodit, they asked to make a school. The council said you can make the school as long as it's mixed. And if you look at the Ofsted report for that particular school, and I have put this up before, it says mixed. If you went in and it were all girls, there's no integration. They want to keep the backwards principles and like keep girls separated from lads. That's just never going to work in like the normal British society. They're not going to integrate well, and they're not going to integrate well. And a lot of these teenagers and kids will end up going to crime and stuff like that. So it's a big issue. But John Lawrence, National Housing Party leader, your candidate in Hollingwood, I just wanted to call out the Interfaith Forum, let you know what's been going on, what the forum does, and stuff like that. And this is one of the primary reasons I spent a lot of time in Batley, because that sort of thing has gone on in Oldham before. And, you know, that's why I was interested in Batley, and that's why I called them out so much, because no one ever says anything. And we just leave it to be our politically correct council. And yes, that's a lot of the white people in it. The Conservatives, the Lib Dems, are all politically correct. And that's worse for everybody in Oldham, not just one section of the community, it's everyone. Because political correctness has led to 500 Oldham girls being abused. 500 guys, not 11 that a report was made of, and one of them people was called Sam. Not 11, 500 guys, 500. It's just unbelievable. And political correctness, white people in the council, you're guilty of letting it happen, as well as accountability from all sections of all the communities involved. There is none. But, you know, in 2001, our council was Liberal Democrat dominated, not Labour, Liberal Democrat. 2001, there were just 3 Muslim councillors in Oldham's thing. And the riots went on, and the Ritchie report blamed it on the council not dealing with racial tensions, segregation and integration in communities. And my dad, in the early 90s, with other senior members of different communities in Oldham, went to the council and told them these things. The council didn't listen. And then a few years later, we had the Oldham Bradford riots, which was blamed on the things that my dad and other community members said to the council. So, you know what I mean? Honestly, it's just so, I just can't express enough about it, guys. I really can't. And no one listens, no one says anything. I don't see anything on any other leaflet in Oldham except for mine about these issues. No one says anything. They're obviously politically correct people. They must be. They're not going to say nothing. Or the blind, deaf and dumb. Why they don't say anything. But I'm outside Oldham Interfaith Forum, guys. Oldham Interfaith Forum. And I'm calling out Oldham Interfaith Forum, Oldham Council, the Islamic community. People generally don't integrate, and it goes on in Oldham all the time. We've got Oldham Bangladeshi community in Caldas. It was or is the biggest Bangladeshi community in Oldham, and the Pakistani communities we have in Oldham are some of the oldest Pakistani communities in the UK. So don't people tell me that I haven't seen all this happening. Don't tell me there isn't evidence. I keep mentioning the Richer report in 2001, which was well before I was ever politically active, and says a lot of the things that I said still say now. And that report said them then. So, Zia Mahmood, you're a paedophile. And I hope your brother disowns you. That's what he should do, disowns you. You're a disgrace to Oldham. You're a disgrace to everyone in Oldham, Oldham Muslims, Oldham people in general. You got caught trying to meet two 14-year-old girls, you nasty piece of work. Big thank you, big up to the Elusive Child Protection team, headed by my mate Sean, who spoke in Oldham before Christmas at one of our PAG UK Billy's events. Big shout out to you, mate. You do Oldham, you do the Northwest, you do us proud, mate. Proud. I'm so glad. I'm so proud that I know you, Sean. That's it. I'm honoured. You've always had our backs, and you've always done the right thing. But thank you to the Elusive Child Protection team. Thank you to Andy Woodward, who's been working with them. Andy Woodward, former footballer who were abused by Barry Bennell back in the 90s or the 80s, and Andy's helped with the team. But big up, guys, honestly. I can't say enough about you and the work you do and the people you get off our streets. John Lawrence, National Housing Party. I'm in Oldham. I'm outside St Patrick's, Mount Carmel and St Patrick's Church, which is also the Oldham Interfaith Forum. And as again, Child Elusive Protection, of course, Zia Mahmood from Oldham, from Failsworth, who is the older brother of Mufri Helal, who is the director of mosques in Oldham. Nowhere am I saying that he's guilty, Mufti is guilty of anything, but your fucking brother is a pedo. Thank you very much.